it's Friday, so I figured
yeah, a bit of a double bottom consolidation.
try to start a little early. I thought
to that of Tesla.
it was 8 o'clock, but it's actually close to 8:15. So I decided don't go live early. I was already here in the office at the desk, ready to rock and roll. Got everything ready to rock and roll. Trying to see what's going on today on this Friday. Just like that, it's another Friday, man.
You can see
January 3rd.
Are definitely a little
just
bit
like that.
Especially you see Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So coming into today, I want to see if more of that is going to be happening.
Trying to see what's going on today.
Still in charge. I want to see that some of these prior levels where sellers did come in aggressively show up again, and you can see that's already
Fridays are usually slow.
In the free market right now,
so
just underneath this 245 level. You see that aggressive selling that happened
on Fridays.
Around 12 o'clock.
You got to do what? You got to take your profits when you got them.
You got a sharp push at with the 7 a.m.
That's what I tend to do.
That area, and then some selling coming right back
overall
into that move from yesterday. So continuation on Apple. Let's see if those sellers still persist.
It's going up. Let's at least see what Apple. Apple's doing.
Yeah, it's up 5%. But I mean, when we sat here 24 hours ago and talked about 400 plus thousand vehicles, that was disappointing for Tesla, and then these are the numbers that we have.
See what's up with Tesla.
12,
Tesla had a down day.
They delivered that was
yesterday.
They delivered 40,183, so a little bit of backlog there, some leftovers in the year. 49, 476, 51, 57.
I got to look at the news to see
delivered, so better than expected.
Why Tesla went down yesterday? I'm thinking it's because of that Cybertruck.
I mean, we were talking with Randy yesterday during the trade show during the midday, and I put it to him. I'm like, does the R2 move the needle, right? And can they get the R2 out in time? The Georgia plant's under construction, so we can't even talk about that because the plant that's supposed to build
everything's green so far.
We'll continue to wait and see. Obviously, they have the R3 that's slated.
The question is, will it stay?
Yeah, I think it's okay, Brenda.
Will it stay green? That's the question.
This $100,000 car, you can't sell that many of these.
I mean, they got to maintain it too.
Got me a little cheated this morning.
They also say that their backlog in supply chain seemed to loosen up a little bit. They had
a little chilly.
Huge volume on Rivian right now. So, it's one of those where delivery numbers come in and all of a sudden, it's going to be on your radar just because of that. So a couple
we
things.
Got Nvda in pre-market.
Reporters. I don't think you see
we are
that.
In the channel.
It's an important base because resistance to support, and now you're trying to
break a little bit of a downward trend
on this daily.
Let me cut this down a little bit.
I almost always like these prior.
No, I need to do something else first.
So you can see 13.
Let me change
it's not. This isn't a nothing area
forgot.
Here. Maybe call it 1375. I think it's better to give it a
range. Over there. I almost forgot to get my settings straight. Let's see. Go over here to this. We got 15 minutes for this market open. Go right here. Got my computer over here. I'm gonna have to take it to the Geek Squad because it's kind of glitching a little bit. It's not acting normal. So I'm gonna have to take this importantly. Okay. Appreciate y'all for joining me. I'm your host, Stock Sniper. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody having a great morning. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. We got 15 minutes before the market is open. I'm just here getting everything together on the technical side as we get back up here to support on Nvda. We're reaching a resistance on Nvda on this semi-small V shape. We're trying to see what we're gonna do. Basic support and resistance. We're at resistance right now. I'm trying to see what's gonna happen. Will we get rejected at resistance? Will we get a rejection? So far, we got a little rejection right there. It is Friday, so we got to be extra careful on Fridays. Yeah, I'm just getting ready for this morning. We got 15 minutes left before the market open. I've been trying to practice getting going live at 8 a.m. I want to go live at 8 a.m. That's the goal every morning. To start at 8 a.m. We got rejected at 139.75. You can clearly see the rejection. Looking to bounce off the 9 EMA. Looking to bounce off that 9. All the EMAs are pointing up. We got the VWAP that's at the straight line. We did bounce off the 13. Yes, we bounced off the 13 EMA. It looks like we're trying to move on up at this time. Let's see. I'm going to put my uptrend up right there. We got a nice V-shaped recovery going on. Nice V-shaped recovery going on. Bro. Yeah, I guess I can. Yeah, I guess I can leave it like that. Nice little V-shaped recovery going on. As we break above the resistance, 139.78. We broke above that resistance. We got this good V-shape going on. Pre-market, V-shape, and doing the pre-market. $139.80. I think that's the high of the day so far. Yes, it is. So we just broke high of the day in pre-market. We got 20 minutes left before this market opens. So we got volume coming in, and we just made it to the high of the day on Nvda of 139.85. We broke the resistance on that V-shape bounce. That V-shape. We broke that V-shape for the small breakout in pre-market. Okay, I'm through with this. Let me go back. Put it on what I was looking at. See, that's why one of the good pointers I'm gonna give to new traders is that you should always want to have something always playing, right? Always listening to something that's about finance. There's something that's about the economy. There's something about trading. Always listening to it. You know what I'm saying? That is another good pointer. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing it does, once you listen to it, it kind of trains your subconscious mind. It trains your mind to like always be on point when it comes to finance. It's always going in your head. So eventually, over time, if you start listening to finance stuff in the background or anything positive, eventually it enters into your spirit. And then once it gets into your subconscious mind, it pushes out, and it comes a part of your life. Even though, even though you might not be paying attention to it, right? It still goes into your subconscious mind. That's the wonderful thing about the brain, is the subconscious mind, right? And over time, listen to the OG. Over time, whatever you listen to, it becomes a reflection in your life. And that's real talk. That's why I always kind of try to consume myself with positive things, positive audiobooks, especially in the beginning phases of trying to change, especially in the beginning phases of trying to learn something new, right? Not just with stock trading or day trade, also in real life, right? If you're trying to change, you got to listen to positive things, right? And in the beginning, take it from the OG. In the beginning, you might seem like that it won't work, right? It's kind of boring and things like that. But then once you practice, you talking about practice? Yes, I'm talking about practice. Once you practice, right, over time, the brain is like a computer. Once you practice over time, programming your mind, programming your thoughts, you know what I'm saying, listening to positive audio books over time. Just if you're in the shower, listening to positive audio books. If you riding in the car, listening to powerful audio books, positive audio books. Just if you're working out, if you running, walking, whatever, you steady listen to positive things, great books that can help with the mind, body, and soul, right? And you pray every single day. You get into the habit of praying. It does something to the subconscious mind, and it does something to your heart, right? It does something to your heart. You know what I'm saying? And that is the first step of change. That's the first step of changing. That's the first step of learning something different. Take it from the OG. So let me get back over here to do what I was doing. There we go. So that's what I always try to do, man, and it works. I always try to listen to something. That's what I love about the internet. Once you change your mind, you know what I'm saying? Once you stop consuming mess and gossip and stuff that really don't matter and negative content, right? Then what you do is you feed it with positive content. Don't get me wrong, look at that jump. Stock Sniper ain't perfect, and don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then I consume that negative content too sometimes, because we human. I ain't trying to sit here and say like I'm perfect or nothing. No, you got to be perfect because we human. But at the same time, you got to collect yourself. See, I've gotten so good. This is how I benefited off of listening to positive things and listening to audiobooks consistently over time. I'm not talking about for no 2 or 3 months. I'm talking about over decades, right? Once you do, because negativity is everywhere. Once you do be in the space of negative things, you always try to. This is what has happened to me on this journey of always consuming positive things. Next thing that happens, because you're listening to it so much and you done fed your subconscious mind so much, automatically over time you start looking for positive out of things. Like I listen, sometimes I listen to negative content, don't get me wrong, but I always try to identify something positive out of it, right? And now this is when I will actually turn off negative things. If there's absolutely nothing that I can learn from, nothing new, you know what I'm saying? Specifically, if I'm trying to learn something, right? Let me give an example. Like I'm trying to learn being a content creator. I'm trying to learn YouTube. That's new for me. So I'm trying to seek out all the information I can about YouTube. And sometimes the people that come across my timeline, some people that I'm subscribed to, they, negative this, negative that. But I always try to listen to if they're gonna throw out something that I can learn from. I've learned how to let that stuff there go in one ear and out the other. You know what I'm saying? I let that go out. The stuff that's negative and I don't want to hear because I program my mind, it'll go in one ear and out of the other. But let them say something that I can learn from as far as YouTube goes. Guess what? I pay attention because my mind is trained. You know what I'm saying? But in the beginning stage, the beginning phases of this, what I'm talking about, I had to eliminate all that. You know what I'm saying? You have in the beginning, you have to eliminate all that, right? Until you, look at that jump. Until I got to finish this statement before the market, gets over. But you got in the beginning, you're gonna have to eliminate all of that, right? You got to stay focused on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to change, if you're trying to learn something, you got to stay focused on that. And then once you have learned it, right, then you could probably, back up a little bit. Basically, you could probably back up a little bit. But then once you have changed your mind, then guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna focus on the positive things no matter what. You're gonna turn a negative into a positive. If you cannot turn a negative into a positive, and it's negative, and there's nothing that you can learn from, you don't need to be around them. You don't need to be listening to them. You don't need to be watching them. Yeah. So if the market is about to open right now, hold up. I went to ranting early, but yeah, it's 2025, man. But you gotta listen. Like right now, I got on something about finance. I got something that I'm listening to in the background that's about the stock market, right? And I'm listening to it. But I'm live right now, but my antennas ain't on it, but my subconscious mind is on it. Why Stock Sniper? Because I'm attracted to it in my subconscious mind, right? Even though I'm paying attention to what's going on right here, that is playing in the background and it's feeding my subconscious mind.
So running down my list of potential in-play names.
Yeah. So that's a quick tip for somebody. And it works, but don't look for it. See, one thing we got to learn is patience. You know what I'm saying? You got that works over time. It wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? When I first started the journey, it wasn't easy, bro. A lot of times it was boring, right? And and another big tip is sometimes you do slip a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because we're human. So just because I'm talking about this commitment, you know what I'm saying, doesn't necessarily mean as the market is open now, look what happened. It's jumping. It doesn't necessarily mean that every day, was perfect, or every day I stay on even this right here. This doesn't mean that every day that this happens. It don't mean that, because it's a lifestyle, right? It's a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's a lifestyle. And if I do fall off for a day or two, if you do fall off for a week, whatever, long as you get back on it, right? Long as you get back on it and understand that if you do fall off, if you do, don't do one of your steps, you know what I'm saying, it might be a week. You got to recognize it. That's why it's very, very important to write down your goals. Because if you got them wrote down and you hold yourself accountable, eventually, let's say you fall off or you don't do it, God dog, and you don't do it, man, it's going down 149.6. Oh, bro.
And Nvda breaking that to 140 level. So let's see, we're talking about that 142, right? So we get there only about a point and a half. Bro. 1 is currently coming in to test on Nvidia. So let's pull up that chart and kind of observe that. You can see the Nasdaq also reclaiming that 21.3, pushing up a little bit higher. Let's see if the ES can get.
Oh, we're going up to the next support line, 141.80.
Nvidia to the upside.
This is the next support line on Nvidia.
I'm going to pack my patience, as Drake likes to say, and wait for this trade, for a potential trade to fall over 140 today, 142.
Remember, 142 is a bit of a double top here on the 15 minutes. So break one has happened on Nvidia, but I'll give it a chance to pull back into this prior high, 140.5. I think longs in front of 140.5 on a dip, and the 142 break are going to be the way to go. Rivian is also blasted off. Cancel that 13.8. It's already headed to that 14.30 level.
I missed that, man.
Super high flyer at this point.
That's all right. I ain't tripping, y'all. I missed that whole. I missed it. I got to talking about changing, and I missed it.
Approaching that 142 as we see. I can pick it
Wow.
up back underneath the 141 break. That breakout is now only 50 cents away on Nvda. If you're wondering, just look at it on a 15-minute chart, a little bit of a higher time frame, and you'll be able to see that 142. It's a double top to go a little further back. So I think we're going to get it here on Nvda, looking like an absolute rocket ship. AMDs also have to go along with it. We didn't get to Rigetti, so very quickly, I do want to go over Rigetti in a second. Just make sure I have that order right. RGTI, another strong mover. It does not hold on to first support, but it's
bro.
So it broke down. Let it try to fill in that gap. We've seen it do a different rip before. We're getting right back up.
My Friday.
Like it's just,
I'm starting off real slow. I've been here early. I got the rent.
Get low and let's break it at. If we can get above, I go deep flop.
Man, bro.
Otherwise, wait for the 18 level. But Nvidia definitely looks like that one.
This market in strong right now, pushing to the upside. The 588.
I hope somebody listened to that message, man, that I just gave out.
At the same time, take a look at them together as well. Again, like I said,
okay.
Waiting. You can see that. Wow, oh boy.
I missed that whole jump. I missed it, bro.
Something else that I'm watching.
I was giving a good message. That message was up for somebody. Straight up. But yeah, you got to take it day by day, man. You got to get some of that negative. You got to reprogram your mind. And the good thing about the internet, what I love about this internet so much, is that once you change your mind, ain't nothing more powerful than to change mind. You change your mind, and then you reprogram your mind with this internet, right? You unfollow all the negative. You know what I'm saying? Once you change your mind, you got to consume your whatever you own. You got to consume your Instagram. You got to consume your YouTube channel or whatever you listen to on YouTube. You gotta consume it with positive things coming across your timeline, or educational things. If you want to learn something, you got to consume that.
Well, what else did I have on watch? So we can go through my
I think I'm gonna take a position right here. Let's see. I missed the game, bro. I am off this morning. I know I ain't got that long because it's Friday. I was trying to see if I can get a bounce down here. This EMA, this 9 EMA, as we got a uptrend right there. See, a good thing, a good tool to use is audio, is Audible. You know what I'm saying? Get you a Audible. Start listening to audio books on positivity, on whatever. If you want to learn something, get on Audible and listen to that audio book all day. Listen to it at night. I used to listen to my Audible at night before I go to sleep. I used to put it on certain positive books.
on 141 was able to scalp them out because it rejected this double top. So when it did that, got a bolt.
Just listen to it in the shower. I listened to it in the restroom.
So we're into Nvda, and let's go over to Adara as Carvana is really starting.
Performers be aware of Nano-X imaging, NNOX. This one actually breaks.
Trying to see what's going to happen right here.
Yesterday's high with
We got. I'm finna move. I'm gonna move this line. This is support. Dang, bro. I can't believe I missed this big play right here. But it was for a good reason, you know. For some reason, I had to rent that first 15 minutes. I had to rant a little bit. So that somebody need to hear what I was talking about before the market opened. So I ain't tripping.
The other chip name that's flying here is AMD. Right through yesterday's highs, but I still feel okay. No, we're long in video, but I still feel bearish on AMD until it breaks out of the channel that it's in. So is that the
bro?
At resistance? This is a short.
I want to get in on this so bad, but I feel like I'm chasing. You know what I'm saying? I missed that pullback. 141, 84. We breaking the resistance. We broke the resistance. I feel like I'm chasing right now, though. 141.89. Dang, bro.
As the strength in this quantum name is unabated, it's now trying to hold the breakout of the 90, the $20 level, chilling out of the 1990.
Just be patient, stock sniper. That's all you gotta do.
And then we're gonna look for
be patient.
Here, a flat breakout is actually at 20 and a quarter, but I want to see it hold a bid above this.
Be patient. If nothing happens, hey, nothing happens.
7% down.
Just be patient.
Probably gonna get to 10% before we get a shot. That's the question I got. Yeah. So Carvana continuation seems to be working out pretty well there. Nike is downside as well. So getting a little short here on.
Just be patient. 142.
The upside. So I can see on top of here as but yeah, it's fully right now. Maybe we get a bit of but we'll see how some of the the market's so strong.
Up to resistance right there, 142.23. $142.25. $142.25. Can we get above that?
Thank you very much, Jerry. Yeah, 10 o'clock we'll have ISN Nvidia 41 into 42, 42 so far into the 30s. The breakout of 42 has happened. I got some now, but not the bulk of it. If you break this trend line, I still feel like our 141 and our 140
42.25. Right up there at that resistance line right there.
We're getting their award range. You know, we told everybody was going to.
Can we get above it? Break it.
Bad choice, and it's looking awfully strong. Obviously, I said be patient with Tesla. The base, well, I'm not necessarily seeing anything. You blew through this level, and now you're retesting, I think, this 390 area. So if we're going to play mean reversion on Tesla, it's going to require a lot of.
We got to get above that 142.25. I think we're going to break it, though.
The top out here and try to break the trend. So this is different from Nvidia.
Try again.
Zone. Oh, I might have missed a chance there, but it's now trying to break this trend line. pop up a little bit more. You can
Pop up.
trend here on AMD. I'll see if I can get in just above the 123 level. Nasdaq super strong, like we mentioned. Be careful. Make sure you have a good. You're trying to short something. Make sure you have a good short entry. Maybe just let it be. I was about to say let it be Carvana, and Carvana just bounced like $5.
It's breaking. Go. 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 Keep going.
SPY is again CBS a bit of a test for the most power levels here on.
I chased it. I ain't gonna lie. I really didn't want to call it out, but I chased it for another 19%. I chased it though, man. I don't like chasing. What is chasing, stock sniper? When I missed my initial push, which was this morning, and now it's up here at the top, and I jumped in, and just went with the momentum. I chased it. I got in at the resistance right here. I held for 3 minutes, got the resistance break, and I got out. That's what I did. Which I chased. I just went with the momentum and I chased it. The entry was right here. The bounce off of the after I missed this initial push, the perfect entry was off this 9 EMA bounce, off this support with the 9 EMA. And it's still going. It's still going. Welcome to 2025, y'all. And it's still going. But this was the perfect entry right here. So I chased by getting in up here instead of taking the bounce play. That's what happened. So, but if that trade was successful for me. 15 minutes, first 15 minutes. We flying on Nvidia, bro. We flying. Matter of fact, the whole market is flying. Let's see what Tesla's up to. Yeah, the whole market is flying. Facebook flying. I mean, that was Microsoft. Facebook flying. Amazon flying. Shout out to Amazon. AMD flying. Everything is hitting on all cylinders on Friday. Oh, today is a good day. Everything hitting. Robinhood hitting. Walmart hitting. Dollar General, golly, is the only thing that is the only company. Let me see. Let me not say that yet. Yep. Dollar General is the only company that's red on my watch list. Apple. Let's see. Google. Shout out to Google.
Wow. Okay, so we're getting a second ago was underneath B1. Okay, let's be patient with it. Let's get hold, get back above. It's
Here we go.
Money level again. Now this is looking a little bit more distinct. So we're still looking for Rigetti to take up the top. Now I get it. If you go really, really early back in the morning, you're probably going to find some levels.
Get back to Amazon to
in on this double top here now with
Nvidia.
So the stop is going in. We're going to take a break.
Oh, Nvidia's up 143. Nvidia is up 3.4%.
Nvidia is now headed to 143. So regardless of which dollar you took, the 41 was the initial bid, or the 42 breakout, all roads lead to the same place, and those lead higher. I like it when the market is up, but I still have some sort of ideas that I want. One of them, it seems weird, but the AMD reverted the trend, and I kind of missed it too. a bit of a missed opportunity when this was
Wow.
going on to VWAP.
Well, this is a Friday. It's a good Friday. This is Good Friday. Yeah, it's Good Friday today. The whole market is green. Everything is moving. Let me look at Tesla. Yeah, Tesla is moving. Yeah, Tesla is moving. We're gonna watch Tesla for a little while. Boy, Tesla had a big recovery from yesterday, y'all. Bro. Oh my God. Look at this recovery on Tesla. Look at that. That big drop from yesterday on Tesla. Let me move this. We need to make a support line. We're gonna call. Let me see. I'm gonna call this the support. Gonna call that the support. Big sell-off on Tesla yesterday. I'm thinking that was because of that truck exploding in front of the Trump Tower. That's what I think. So all it was a good opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to buy in on Tesla. Trying to see, maybe I should. Right, I'm gonna move the support. I'm gonna move it to right here. Yeah, that looks better. That's more prettier. That's the support. That's the support. That's the support line. See, that's the number one thing about the first rule of stock trading. You have to establish where's your support and where's your resistance. You have to establish that. The support is where the candles bounce at. That's the support line, where the candles bounce at a particular area. And it also happens over time. That's also how you establish support. I'm quite sure that bounce happened somewhere else in the past. It happened somewhere else.
Underneath that trend line, I generally want to cover the whole thing. I just got into AMD short as well. So if we close this bar underneath the trend line, I'm out at least until VWAP here on Nvidia, and then just move on to the next trade at that point. Tisha Perkins, thank you for the super chat there, Tisha. Appreciate you. I know there's another name I have to go over.
137, 375, 20. Old support. Old resistance holds up as new support. So this is the area, pretty close. This is the area right here. That's old support. This is also support. So once you understand support, long-term support and short-term support and resistance. The support is where the candles bounce at, consecutive candles to establish a clear floor, and resistance is where the candle goes up and then goes back down. A consistent touch. See, like this, that is resistance. The bounce is off the floor. The resistance is where consecutive candles turn around for a reversal back down. That is resistance. That is resistance. So you have to practice where is the support and where is the resistance. on every company. You have to practice where's the support, where's the resistance. Where's the support, where's the resistance. That's the first level of learning how to read these charts. You have to establish a support and you have to establish a resistance. And once you learn how to establish support and resistance on a, let me put that down, on a longer scale from the past and a shorter scale as far as you day trade. A daily support and resistance, a weekly support and resistance, and a monthly support and resistance, right? And a 3 to 6 month support and resistance. So that's the first thing you have to learn. You have to learn support and resistance. Support and resistance. You have to focus on that first. You can't focus on all these lines, you know what I'm saying, and all these EMAs. You can't focus on all that at first. The first level of reading the chart is support, where it topped out at, and resistance. No, resistance is where it topped out at, and support is where it bottoms out at. Resistance is where it tops out at. Support is where it bottoms out at. Resistance is the ceiling. Support is the floor. That is the first thing you have to learn about these charts. You have to learn support and you have to learn resistance. You have to learn the ceiling and you have to learn the floor, because that's how the stocks move. A ceiling, the resistance is the ceiling, support is the floor, like your house. And boom, you hit the ceiling, you bounce off the floor. You hit the ceiling, you bounce off the floor. As you go up or as you go down on the chart, it's always resistance and it's always support. That's the first thing you have to learn: support and resistance. And in my opinion, once you learn support and resistance and get good at understanding where support and resistance is, you'll do really, really well. That's my opinion. Once you really, really understand resistance and support, because if you've been watching, me live stream this, that's support and resistance. Usually where the plays happen at, you usually get in on support, the break of resistance, the break of support. That's where the moves are right around that support and resistance line. When you are in a channel, resistance, support, resistance, support. Once you understand and learn support and resistance, then you will understand how these plays are. See, we broke resistance. See this? That's why I always have my support is always this is green. Now we broke out. We up to another resistance line, which this is supposed to be red. But the reason why it's green because it is old support. That's why. A lot of those lines, been there for a while. So let me show you why those lines, some of those lines at the top. See, that's why. Because we've been on the downside, and we just now moving back up to these lines over here, which was the beginning of December. those lines that's green now, that's really support, they were resistance at one time. Why, Stock Sniper? Because old resistance turns into new support, and old support turns into new resistance, depending on if we up or down within whatever type of days, weeks, months, or whatever. So that's why a lot of these candles are up here, because we were in the 150 range. They were support. Now, let me go back to today. Now we're trying to move back up to the 150s. So now a lot of these lines that are support, they are now resistance, because we're trying to move back up. I just never changed them to red. I just never changed them to red. I kept them green. But what I should have done is, when we bounced back down from the 150, we went back down to 122. I was supposed to came back up in here and change all these green ones to red. So I don't want to confuse nobody about these green lines that's on top. That's really is a resistance line now. And some of them I need to erase. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I'm gonna do right now, because that's really too much. I'm going to erase. Yeah, I'm going to erase a lot of them.
So I kind of covered everything there as we consolidate underneath that.
Yeah, I'm going to erase a lot of them.
Yeah, it could have been about 10, 15 pennies a little bit better.
Because the only ones that really matter at this time
Talking to Neil about this, actually, I'm getting more and more comfortable
is that red line right there, which is 143.85, and that green line. So yes, I'm going to erase all these lines. If I have to go back and re-put them in there, that's what I'll just do. I'm going to erase all of them, because you really don't have to have every last one of these lines. But a lot of these lines are, like I said, they from months and months of chart reading. So, okay. Now I got to keep this one up, because that's the main. Let me see if that's still accurate. That's main. Yes, that's the main resistance line. Wait. Okay, 150. I got that highlighted darker than everything else, because that should be a major resistance line, or the high of the day, or something. All-time highs or something. That 150 means something for me to have it right there. It has to mean, see, yes. That's why it is major resistance. See, that's the ceiling. That's why it's dark red. That lets me know that is major resistance. But 152.88 is all-time highs on Nvda, as we get ready to move back up there. But also, I'm gonna move this right here. See, we got a lot of resistance lines, bro. We got this area right here is also resistance. This area right here, where all you see the candle go up, and then that's resistance. It's a lot of resistance. The next real resistance is right here, 145.79. Matter of fact, I'm gonna move that right there. That's another ceiling that we got to cross, right? That's another ceiling. But the main resistance is one long-term, right? Not long-term investing, but over time, this is the next resistance, heavy resistance line right here. That lets me know when I'm on the day, right? I don't have to look back here. I already know, okay, we're coming up to another resistance line. I already know that. So if I'm in a play, if I'm in, right? If I'm in a play on a day trade, I know by looking. That's how I make these plays, bro. I'm giving up the sauce. That's how I know. right? Because what happens in the past always comes back in the future. That's just what it is. That's not just in this, but that's in real life. Okay, I know that this is resistance from the past. So look, it rejected. A lot of people is thinking like I'm thinking. Either we gonna pull back, we're gonna get rejected off the ceiling, or we gonna break through the ceiling to come up to the next area of resistance, which is which is around 145.50 or 145.70, somewhere around up in here. But we hit that old resistance. Now we are coming up into the EMAs, in which this right here is another support line. Why is it another support line, Stock Sniper? Because that's the floor. This is the ceiling. That's the floor. We are inside of a small channel. This is the ceiling. That's the floor. Just like this is another support line. Why? Because this is the floor. This is where we bounced at consecutively. So we know this is a support area, and this right here is a support area. And look, we bounced off of the support, which this was a support area, but guess what? Old support, past support turns into new resistance, and old resistance turns into what? New support. So now this is support, this is resistance. Now we watching. Now we watching. We heading up to the support, to the resistance line of 144 even. Will we get rejected or will we break through? But in the beginning stages, of course, I'm gonna talk about the EMAs. But in the beginning stages, when you don't know nothing about these EMAs, you should be practicing support and resistance in a simulator, right? You're supposed to be practicing, learning how to read, learning how these candles gonna move. Support, resistance. You got to establish that. That's the first level of this day trading game. You have to establish support and resistance. You have to establish it. And you also got to establish the second layer is understanding support and resistance on your high lows. That's the second level. But the first level is this right here. Understanding support, which is the floor, which is this green line, and resistance. As we head up to what? We headed up to resistance right now. One or two things gonna happen. It's either gonna get rejected at the ceiling, or we gonna break through the ceiling for the next leg up, and then this red line will turn into a what? Green line. But you can see we are getting rejected. We're getting rejected. Okay, now we up 144. Boom, broke out. We are now above the 144, which would have been a good entry. That now becomes the support area. Now it's support. Old resistance turns into new support whenever you break above that resistance. Now we're moving on up, just like stair. We're making higher lows. Higher lows, right? Higher lows. This is a low. This is a higher low. This is a higher low. That's a higher low. So that lets me understand that, hey, we moving on up to the top. Now we're back up under that support line, which is old resistance. We back up under there. But the thing is, we're building higher lows. As we bounce off the 9 EMA, we are building higher lows.
that's what he was concerned about. If I'm not mistaken. Well, that's what
144.22
yesterday
is the high of the day.
19%. 19%. I mean, if it gets to 18 again, I think
Let's see what's gonna happen as we building higher lows.
But the OTA, I think I'll be reading that.
That's why it's also important
I don't know how far it can go
to connect. Well, okay, we broke the uptrend line of the higher lows.
Can't go the other way because there goes Rigetti now is taking that support level. We're able to see us come back into the 20s, but Rigetti is now looking like that consolidation from the afternoon that we were just playing. It's just
we also have support, right? Okay. Now this turns back into what? Resistance.
This is now failed breakout significantly above that high. This is a gap back to about $18. So we cannot hold on here.
Now we're in the channel between the support and the resistance line. But we're back inside of the uptrend. We're back. Something's about to happen. Something's about to happen, though.
138, but the breakout above 140 and a half, 141 taken, 142.
Something's about to happen.
And just try to be the case of the AMD working to the south side. And there's this
as we build higher lows.
We got some super chats in here. And apologies for not getting the super chats early in the morning.
Building higher lows. Looking for the move on up. All indicators is the indication is we're moving on up past this 144.22. Got it on watch. Let's see what's gonna happen. All indication is that we're gonna get back above this 144.22. Now we're breaking resistance. All indicators that we're gonna break above this 144.22. Why is that, Stock Sniper? Because we're building higher lows, right? It's like stairs. You can clearly see that we're moving on up. That's one indicator. Number two indicator is that we are above all the EMAs, right? Number three indicator is that we got we have two tails on the bottom, which are called lower shadows. We got two of those at the bottom. Only thing we got to get above is this resistance line right here of 144. That's all we waiting to break. But also, this is resistance as well. Look at the tail. We got an upper shadow, which is upper tail. So we got to get above this red line, which is clearly, you can tell, which is resistance. And we've tried to break it how many times? 1, 2, 3. We did right here, but got back up under it. 4, 5, and now 6 times. We've tried to break that 144 resistance line and was not successful. So we have to take that in consideration too, right? On our decision if we're going to get in this play or not. And if it me, I wouldn't get in unless we get a clear break of this. Well, I'm not going, first of all, I'm not going to get in. But if I would get in, it would be a clear break of this 144.22. That's the only way I would get in. A clear break of this 144.22 with a tight stop loss because it is Friday. I would have a tight stop loss right around 144 even. I would have my stop loss would be right here. But it would have to break this 144.22. Otherwise, I'm watching. Like right now, I'm just watching and reading the chart to see what's up next. But we're having a hard time breaking above this line. We've hit it 6, 7 times already and got rejected. Well, Stock Sniper, what you think about to the short side? The opposite way, instead of going up, going back down. Well, I wouldn't consider that because we are already moving up. Step after step after step. We are above the EMAs. The VWAP Even though the VWAP is not pointing up like everybody else, it is slightly moving on up. So I wouldn't take nothing short either. I wouldn't. Unless, you know, we start to break down, which it kind of looks like that's what's going on right now. But it's a difficult decision, you know. See, now I would consider trying to get in on the short side because we're getting below these EMAs. With a stop right around 143.50 on the short side. See, now it didn't flip. We're above, we're below. Yeah, that would have been the entry, right? Like right now. We are now, it done flipped. We are below the EMAs. This is support. Remember, we got support coming up right here. The entry would have been like right now, with a stop loss right here at the 20 EMA, 143.50.
Minutes left for that candle to print, and oh boy, straight down to VWAP all the way from the 70s. So that was a quick scalp. And this is why you don't have any dollar stop. Yeah, exactly. Look, like, okay, so this is a perfect really
close to that support line of 143.19. We got a lower tail right here.
So it doesn't even get to 01. So this is the case where maybe that 01 or 02 kind of.
Okay, let me do this.
But then again, like you can't really.
Uh-oh.
Especially on a taker like copper, right? But again, if you're quick with it, it's it can definitely some of those tape scalps can definitely be there. I'm looking for the next trade, and guess what? Lithium is continuing to push up higher, sustained relative volume, but decreasing volume on the day here at 1580.
Now that's a small downtrend line.
Sitting down at clean 50. So am I looking for?
We're gonna see what's gonna happen. The EMAs are above the candle. We do have a lower shadow right here. With support right here.
Straight to 3-hour chart. Oh boy, right there, standing out at what is that specifically? 1555. That's where we're trading at currently. So let's see if we can hold 1555.
It is a Friday, so we have to be careful.
Area of prior that we're hitting on delivery day 1. And that reminds me, let's see what Tesla is up to on delivery day 2. We were looking at some of that prior day's range. Did we get up to some of those levels? Oh boy, we got into that opening session. Yeah, it's at 10 a.m. high right there. It's coming around 390. So the high we got to
Back Pearl. Hey, how you doing? What that mean? I guess you trying to tell me you watching? It's a bunch of selling, all that red that's going on.
So you know what? I'm gonna pass my patience a little bit longer here. Wow, look at that. That reversion gets bought up right away. This is a 3-minute.
Wow.
So not only have we made a bounce off of prior day's low after a very, very strong sell-off. So let's measure this sell-off right here off of the open into some of those day lows.
Let's see how long we've been live. An hour. Okay. It's Friday. It's 9:15. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Okay, we're back above. We're trying to get back up to that 144.22. Let's see what's gonna happen. We got to get above these EMAs. Let me get this clearly out of the way.
And the old point count is at 74 billion so far for the year. I just made that. I have no idea what the deal is. We knew it once.
It is a Friday, so we got to keep that in mind. Volume is gonna die out here very, very soon. So we're gonna see if we're gonna be able to get that push back up over 144.22. But we got to break 144 even first. We already see that's been hard to do, right? Look, we tried it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. We got over it once, then went back below it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. We tried to get above the 144 even and couldn't do it. Okay, here we go. We're testing it again. We're testing it again. We hit it again. Look, got rejected. got rejected.
Generally speaking, off of prior levels, like with this high.
Now see, this is how this the mastery of day trading, stock trading. You clearly see what's going on. Now you can make a decision on what you're gonna do. Are you gonna wait? Because we already see we got all these touches, 8 touches, well 9 now, and the rejection. Well, okay, stop. Well, now you can sit back and make a decision. We've had 8 touches on the resistance line. Every time we've touched that resistance line where that arrow is, we always went down, right? So now you could think, well, okay, now let me plan my trade, right? Either I'm plan for the short side, which if you're looking at this, you're thinking, you know, we had 8 touches already, man. It's a good possibility if we touch it again for that 9th time, that it's going to get rejected, right? Then you plan your trade out. Okay, where will you get in at? Where will your stop loss be? Which is very important, right? So if you already, for an example, now we look where we at now. We're at support.
And then look at this trend line to the downside. I mean, if you're a day trader, then to me, it's not a long here. Like
we're at the support.
And if it breaks out,
where it's usually bounces or breaks.
70, then I want to look for
Only 1 or 2 things gonna happen.
buying high and selling high. That's one thing that sometimes you got to get comfortable with.
Either it's gonna be a bounce or it's gonna be a break.
Call it Bay or call it whatever. Somebody's selling this thing the last 2 days between 122.70 and 123 and a half. So somebody's doing it. I don't care who they is. I just rather join that than anything. When they get a bid down,
It's watching.
actually it should be in front of 121 and a half.
It looks like it's gonna bounce.
122, 121 and a half.
See, that's why you have that. You gotta understand stop losses. Once you put your plan together, step A, B, C, D, and you have a proper stop loss, very small. If the trade don't go your way, you cut out. That's all it is to it. Hey, okay, I see it bounced here, bounced here, 2 more bounces, another bounce. All right, that's the support. I'm gonna go jump in for the bounce on up because we already had what? This is rejection, bounce, rejection, bounce, rejection, bounce, rejection, bounce right now. Right? Well, okay, I already did my technical analysis. I'm about to get in with a tight stop loss. And guess what? If I'm in right now, I got a tight stop loss, made it 20 cents. And I see right there, they go to tail. And I know I will be up. Guess what? I'm gonna see what the next candle gonna do. Okay, can we get above? Can we get a boom? Can we get above? I'll be out right now. I will get out. They go to red, I'm out.
I've never seen so many mattresses.
As an example,
I think there are, Patrick.
I will be out. Why would you have gotten out, Stock Sniper? Because I seen that red tail, which is the upper shadow, and I see we right here at resistance, which are the EMAs. I would get in right here off this bounce with my stop loss right here at the bounce, looking for the move on up. Once I get the move on up and I see I'm at a resistance level, then I'm gonna see what the next candle gonna be. If the next candle shows me a tail, I'm out of the play. And guess what? We back at the support line. This time we cracked it. Okay, if I want to ride it down, I'm in right now. I'm in right now with a stop loss at the green line. I'm in right now. Boom. There you go. I'm out now. Just like that. But that's an example. I really didn't I didn't do it. But that's just an example. But you have to know how to read this stuff. It takes time. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. But once you understand support and resistance, That's the first step. The second step, you have to understand how the candles move on this particular company. You have to understand that. Look at the break of the resistance down where to the next resistance line, which is right here. You got to understand how it moves. Now all the EMAs are above the candle. 142.50 is the next support line. How you know that, Stock Sniper? Because look, right here. Bounce, 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 bounce. That's support. Now either we're gonna bounce off of it or we're gonna break that support line. Let's see. That's 142.50 is support from right here and from the past. But from right here, as we looking right now on the day trading scale, look.
I never reversed these first time through. It's frustrating when you look at that. It's like, well, second I'm deciding to drop out. That's obviously a fantastic choice. But there is this QSI by the which this is now
bottom tail, lower shadow.
Deep trend here, but then the whole day.
The bounce is the entry at 142.60. The stop loss is 142.40. Another play. Okay, I'm in. Now I'm gonna wait to see what the next candle gonna do. Next candle showing red, a little green. I'm gonna wait. Okay, wait a little bit to see if it's gonna blip. Boom. There you go. That's hot. That's simple as that. But it takes time to learn. It takes turn how to get your timing down. It takes time to learn support and resistance. You know, that comes with hours and hours and hours and hours of practice. We talking about practice? Yes, we talking about practice. But the best thing to learn how to practice all this stuff is inside of a simulator. What is a simulator, Stock Sniper? A simulator is like Monopoly. You're not using real money, but you're learning the craft, right? It's like if you're learning how to do hair in cosmetology school. They don't practice on real people hair at first. They practice on what? Mannequins, fake people. Same with this, fake money. A doctor, you know, when they in the beginning stages of studying to be a doctor or a nurse, they don't practice on real people. They practice on mannequins. Same situation. Same situation. And you learn how these companies move. Because guess what? All these companies have their own personalities. Nvda has a different personality than the SPY. The SPY has a different personality to Tesla. All of these companies have different personalities. Once you learn a company's personality, you stick with it, right? That's what I have learned. You stick with one or two particular companies and you rock with them every single day. You rock with them every single day, right? Like a lot of these penny stock traders, they all over the place. They in this penny stock, they in that penny stock, they in this penny stock, they in that penny stock. But I'm gonna give y'all some news flash. Majority of professional traders, right? They don't trade penny stocks. Every now and then they'll trade a penny stock. But majority of their day, majority of their trading career, they're trading big boys. They trading big boys. AMD, Nvda, the stock market, which is the S&P 500. They stick with the big boys. And what I've learned, right? I study success. Success leaves clues. And once I study these big time stock traders that trade billions and billions of dollars, trade millions of dollars daily, I study them to see what they really be trading. And guess what I know? They trade all the companies that we know, like, and trust. And guess what? Success leaves clues, bro. And guess what I did? I just did what they did. They don't play games with penny stocks. That's gambling, right? That's the part of stock trading that's gambling. When you gambling with these penny stocks. What are penny stocks, Stock Sniper? Those stocks that are on those companies that are on the OTM market. which they're not profitable. The products don't sell. They running the company out of the garage. They subject to go bankrupt and within 3 or 4 months, you know. So those are penny stocks. That's gambling to me. I don't fool with penny stocks. Don't get me wrong. I will play with meme stocks every now and then, you know, but my daily routine is these big boys, right? Companies that's what I'm already invested in long term. Nvda, the overall SPY, Tesla, Microsoft, all these companies, Amazon. Shout out to Amazon. Shout out to Apple. All these companies, Google, these companies that are already invested long term. That's who I play with when I'm day trading. And now I have leveled it all the way down. If you've been watching me, all I trade is Nvda. Nvda is my number one. The overall SPY, the S&P 500 is number 2. And then Tesla is Tesla is number 3. And then everything else falls in line, whatever's going on with that day. But Nvidia is my main baby. Why, Stock Sniper? Because Nvidia moves a lot, bro. It's easy to get in and out. Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And then I know I've been studying it for so long, I know the personality of how these candles move. I know them, which is very, very important. Which is very, very important. That's why reading graphs is very important in school, geography. They put stuff on graphs. That's how they establish when we on the upside or when we on the downside. Everything is measured by graphs. So once you learn how to read a graph, ain't nothing holding you back. But the thing is, you have to love reading these charts, like what I'm doing right now. You have to love. Now see, we bounced off the 142.50. Perfect support line. If you've been watching me since I've been streaming, you're starting to understand now. Because I call out a lot of plays, it's because I understand support and I understand resistance and I understand how Nvidia moves. I understand the movement of Nvidia. I understand it. And once you have a clear understanding, you can pull money out of thin air. The stock market, I'm gonna say this and I gotta go. The stock market, this is probably the most valuable thing that I can tell y'all. The stock market, bro, whether it's day trading, long-term investing, more so. The stock market is like an ATM machine, bro. I said it. The stock market is like an ATM machine. All you have to know is the passcode. The stock market is like an ATM machine. All you have to know is the passcode, bro. That's all you have to know. It's a beautiful thing. The stock market is like an ATM machine. All you got to know is the passcode. That's it. So with that being said, I'm about to end this live. Earn, spend less, and invest. I appreciate everybody for rocking with me. Let me see. Yeah, we got 3 people in the building. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I hope you learned something, man, because guess what? The stock market is an ATM machine. All you have to know is the passcode. Long-term investing, the passcode. It's all you got to type in. You stick in your card. You put in the password. The password is long-term investing, holding 10, 15 years, 20 years. That's the password, right? That's the password. So earn, spend less, and invest. 704 Wall Street is my block. Earn, spend less, and invest. 704 Wall Street is my block. The Wall Street is like an ATM machine. All you got to know is the passcode. Figure out the passcode of 2025. I just told you the passcode though. So use that passcode. Get in the game. And then once you get in the game, make it your duty. All I want you to do is do me a favor. To show it to others. Just put it in front of them. That's all you can do. Once you, I gave you the passcode. Once you use that passcode and activate it, you got to show it to other people. You got to show it to your family. You got to show it, but more importantly, you have to show it and teach it to your kids. You got to. So with that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. This is the one and only Stock Sniper. 704 Wall Street is my block. Earn, spend less, and invest. The stock market is an ATM machine. All you have to do is know the passcode. And with that being said, that's it. I'm out.
That's 3150 area. So this could be negative rate level for DME. Be aware here, 3150 on Main